Are you currently facing foreclosure in Pennsylvania, feeling stressed, lost, scared, maybe a combination of all of those emotions? Let me tell you that you are not alone, and hopefully this video will help you navigate some of these trying times. Let me be the first to say that I truly understand the amount of stress and all the other emotions that you're going through, because I was once in your same position. Now, the information in this video is not to be considered legal advice, but hopefully you can learn from some of the mistakes that I made and help resolve the situation that you're going through a lot faster. My name is Chris Nelson. I live here in Montgomery County, and I'm also a realtor of over 22 years, helping clients go through what I once went through. As I mentioned, I went through a foreclosure and was fortunate enough to save my home. And because of that, I pride myself on helping people who may be going through a very similar situation. Before we get into this video, I want to let you know that there is a free guide that is available for you. It's in the comment section. Just go down into the comments and look for the link. It's yours for free. And with that said, if this is your first time to the channel, welcome. If you've been here before, welcome back. But regardless, do me a favor, consider hitting that subscribe button. And if you're gonna do that, go ahead and mash that bell, because you will then be notified when I post content that might help you in your current situation. This video is designed to give you some information of things that you should be doing now, actionable items that will hopefully help you. And the first thing that I'm going to encourage for you to do, whether you are already missing payments or you think you will start missing payments soon, is to call your mortgage servicer. Trust me when I tell you, your mortgage servicer wants to help you if you are having a financial burden. The last thing that they want to do is foreclose on you. I promise you, it is a very expensive and costly process on their end. So if they can avoid it and help keep you in your home, then by all means, they're going to do their best to do so. So the first thing you want to do is call your mortgage servicer. You want to explain to them the hardship or the reason why you will not be able to make mortgage payments. And again, if you're currently missing mortgage payments, you want to be clear with them and explain to them the reason why you are missing those mortgage payments. The goal in having this conversation with them is to see what type of options you might have that can take some of the stress off of you. There are several things out there that might help you restructure the debt. But again, the key thing to remember here is don't delay communicating with your mortgage servicer. Get on the phone with them and let them know that you are having a hardship and why. And when you do contact your mortgage servicer, not only the initial time, but every time from there on out that you make contact with your mortgage servicer, one thing that I would highly suggest is always write down when you called, who you spoke to, and some notes on what that conversation was all about. It will help you in the long run because credibility goes very far. But again, just as a pro tip, take some notes. So the next thing that you're gonna want to do is you're gonna want to start to gather all of your important documentation. Now, you may not need to talk to someone aside from your mortgage company at this point, but it's great to start gathering all of your important documents so that A, you have them at your disposal if you need to share them with your mortgage servicer, and B, you have them ready to go in the event you need to leverage some assistance, all right? Now, I can help you put together a list of documents because depending on your own or your very own personal situation or scenario, the documents that you may need may be a little bit different than the documents I would need given my scenario. But some of the things right off the bat that you're gonna want to gather would be your proof of income. You're also gonna wanna get together any mortgage statements or mortgage documents that you have, especially mortgage documents that may have come during the delinquency. So if your mortgage company sent you an acceleration letter, basically a letter telling you that you have to make these payments or they intend to foreclose, or if anything has been posted on your property, it's very important for you to retain those documents and have them at your disposal. You also want to start to get together all of your expenses, any documentation on the expenses that you have. So your credit card bills, your car payments, your utilities, anything along those lines, you want to start to get all of those in one centralized place. And then obviously, if you have bank statements or anything that shows your financial stability, where your money is held, or where you pay your bills from, right? Your bank statements is also something that you're gonna want to have in this list of documentation. And again, you may not need them now, but it's important to gather them because when you need them, especially under the amount of stress that you're going under, it's a pain in the butt to try to gather them all within a 24-hour period. So again, if you're having a hardship, just start to pay attention to these documents and put them in one centralized place. Now, just a pro tip, if you are required to send out any of the documents that I spoke about, your bank statements, copies of your expenses, make sure that whatever it is you're sending out, that you're sending out copies. Make sure that you always have either the original or a copy of what you're sending out at your disposal, because one, you're gonna want to confirm that what they have is what you have, and you never know if you're gonna need to send them to someone else. And another tip is once you start to archive those documents, anything that's a reoccurring document, make sure that you are updating that as well. So if you get paid every week or every other week, once you get that pay stub, you're gonna want to add that to the previous documents that you set aside. Same thing would apply for any type of bills or anything that is reoccurring. Now, once you've gathered all your documents and you've already spoken to your lender, now it's the time to review your budget. And I'm not gonna go down a rabbit hole here because it's pretty self-explanatory. You know what it is you spend your money on, you know the things that you need to survive, your necessities, and you know the things that you spend your money on that you don't need to survive. And I'm very guilty of this because I spend a lot of money on dumb things like coffee and going out with friends and going out to eat. But this is the time to really review your budget and get a grip on the things that have to be paid versus the things that don't need to be paid. This is the time when I say you should always either replace, reduce, or rid of some of these habits, right? Maybe you can replace something for a cheaper item, whether it's household items, or maybe you can reduce the amount of coffee or the amount of smoking, or maybe you can just rid of it completely. Moral of the story, figure out your budget, get a grip on it, and fine tune it. And while you're fine tuning it, don't just stop there. I mean, you can go a little bit further and you can also call your credit card companies. If you have credit cards and you haven't renegotiated your interest rates, well, you can do that as well as a way to help you save some money, right? I don't know what's more important or what has more value, a dollar earned or a dollar saved, but when you're in this scenario, you wanna make sure that you're saving as much while you're earning as much. So call your credit card companies and see if you can reduce the APR or the interest rates that you currently have with them. Another thing you can do is you can consider leveraging some apps. One that comes to mind is Mint. Mint has a free and a paid version, and even some of your very own credit card companies or banking institutions with AI technology can also help you understand how you're spending your money. So if it's going to be a daunting task for you to sit down and go through all of your statements, again, consider leveraging technology, because it will help you identify quickly where you're spending your money and where you might be able to save. And if none of those help, consider getting help, right? There's a lot of credit agencies out there, free and paid, but moral of the story is if these apps and if you're not able to figure out a budget or how to save a little bit of money here and there, again, you can reach out to someone and ask for some help, which brings me to the last part, professional help. Seek professional help, not only for helping you identify a budget, but this is a really stressful situation and there's a lot of legal terms and jargon that not only I may not understand, but if I don't understand it, you very well may not understand it as well, right? So you can also consider reaching out to PHFA, which stands for the Pennsylvania Housing Finance Agency. And they do have some programs. One that comes to mind is HEMAP, which is the Homeowners Emergency Mortgage Assistance Program. So again, you can reach out to FA or you can reach out to one of your local HUD housing counselors. Again, they also provide a free service, and you also reserve the right to connect with me or a local realtor who you feel as though is well-rounded enough to help you in your current situation. Because again, it is very possible for you to stay in your home if you are exercising the right options. So again, feel free to download the guide that is available to you below in the comment section. And you can also carve out 15 minutes with me. There's a link in the description for you to carve out a 15-minute consultation with me free of charge, just so that I can help you better understand the options that you may have in front of you. With all of that said, once again, I'm Chris Nelson, helping people just like yourself stay in your home. So if I can be of any value to you, please, 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 please don't hesitate to reach out. And Till then, take care.